Hey team, it's your girl G Marie, the cosmetology coach. And I want to talk about why relaxers burn and how to prevent it. Most recently, I had a client come into the salon who was telling me that every time she goes to get a relaxer, if she has a new client, she's really nervous, she gets very anxious. And I was like, my goodness, I am so sorry. I just, apologize for her experience and try to ensure that I explain everything as thoroughly and as detailed as possible so that she can feel comfortable and rest assured that she's going to have a great experience. So, relaxers burn because they are made up of sodium and hydroxide, two elements off of the periodic chart of elements that, when put together, they form what is known as lye, and it will burn the skin if it's left on too long. And we're speaking specifically relaxers. I don't know about lye directly, but I know a lye relaxer will burn the skin. Relaxers come in three different strengths. You have mild, you have regular or slash normal, depending on the company. Some people call it either or. And then you have super. The average processing time that it can be on the hair and then touching the scalp, which is the skin, for each one varies. So, for example, a mild is about 13, no, 15 to 18 minutes max. Then you have your normal or your regular, which is about 12 to 15 minutes max. And then you have your super, which is about 9 to 12 minutes max. You have to work quickly and swiftly to get this chemical on and off the scalp. And you also want to apply a protective base. That's the first step of the relaxer that you put onto the client's scalp to protect them and to maintain the integrity of the scalp during the relaxer process. Now, how to prevent the burning? You want to make sure there are a couple things that you want to make sure that you do. One, I already said, was apply a protective base. Then you want to make sure you base the entire scalp, not just the hairline. And along with the entire scalp, hairline, and also apply it to the ears just in case anything drops on when you're working it through. If it touches the ears, you know that you've protected the client. Then you want to make sure if the client comes rushing in, the weather is kind of warm, or she might be a little warm, her body temperature is raised, you can feel that she feels like she's perspiring, you feel the dampness, put her under a cool dryer until we close the pores of her scalp. Why? Because we want to make sure that we control as much of the burning, possible burning, that could happen during the relaxer service as possible. That way, if she's cool, when you start the process, the pores aren't open, it won't increase the burn rate that she can experience from the chemical service. And for sensitive clients, what I like to tell clients to do is base yourself. Here, I'm going to give you this little bit of base. Base yourself only in the areas that are more sensitive. So, if you have a hot spot right here, or you burn here a lot quicker than all of the rest, and if you could get through that part, you would be okay. Apply that the night before you're coming in to have your relaxer. And I'm still going to apply the relaxer base on as well, but that's just a little extra insurance policy that can help us get through the service. So, what are we going to do? We're going to make sure we understand the strengths of the relaxers, the timing. You want to use the entire system of whatever relaxer you're using. I don't recommend that you mix and match. Oh, I like this shampoo. I like this relaxer. I like this conditioner. No, I'm not a chemist. I'm a cosmetologist. The chemists have already formulated these products to work together. I am the end user who is supposed to follow the manufacturer's instructions to make sure it is successful for the client as well as myself, and we can get the results that we're looking for. Now, if the client starts to burn just a little bit, guess what? That's why we start in the back. Because if she says, oh, I'm starting to feel something right here, or I'm starting to feel something right here, guess what? We can take her to the bowl and rinse her, and we can finish the application process on the front after we rinse off the place that's irritated. We don't have to make clients sit through burning. Burning is a vicious thing. If you've ever seen a pot of water start to boil, the bubbles start off real small and then they start to become rapid and at the surface, and then it starts to look like a small volcano in a pot. That's the same thing that's happening on the scalp when someone says, oh, I'm starting to feel something. The water's just starting to boil. You see the little small tiny bubbles at the bottom popping to the top. By the time it's a rapid boil, it's gone too far. You don't want to have that relaxer. It's caustic. You don't want to have something like that on someone's skin and say, take it. And then always remember this. There are manufacturer safety data sheets, MSDS sheets. As a matter of fact, I printed some out. I have the one for Affirm. That's this one. And then I have the one for Design Essentials. That's this one. And guess what? It gives you instructions on, it tells you what you can expect and what possibilities. It also tells you the pH is 12, and Affirm says theirs is 12 and a half on the alkaline side. That's pretty high, y'all, especially since the pH of skin and hair is 4.5 to 5.5. Now we're putting a chemical on the hair that's at 12. That's way up the pH scale. So you want to make sure you take those things into consideration so that you can prevent burning during a relaxer service. I'm your girl, G. Marie, the cosmetology coach. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.